Hey everyone! What a beautiful, slow Thursday this has become for me. I'm so thankful for it. I had the opportunity to just get some work done at a slow pace this morning, and now I'm getting out, and it's literally midday. So, yay! Our fall is finally here. In that, as the days were getting shorter, and we were waiting till the very end of the day to work because it was still so hot, we were running out of daylight hours, which makes it really difficult to grow in our area at this time of year if the heat of the day is so hot and we don't have long day hours. So that's nice because the last couple days have been able to treat us. This whole week has actually been available for me to do that with, where I've been able to garden during the daytime hours and then still make it to evening events that are happening around town. And so today I'm getting out here working. I think I mentioned in one of the last videos about some turmeric that was purchased for me. A friend of mine whose brother actually works for us, works for Grow Local South Texas. She was traveling on a vacation to Louisiana, and they had some turmeric up and started. And so I asked her to bring over one for me and one for the community learning garden. Well, actually, I asked her to bring over a couple, and she made sure to tell me to keep one for myself. And this was a gift from her, so I'm quite thankful. And I'm going to make sure to get her some of this once it comes up out of the ground. And then we can talk about how to, she's a baker, and so talking about how to use turmeric and chocolate, turmeric chili chocolate, turmeric black pepper tea, anything like that, so that she can begin to use some of those fun recipes for the stuff that she's doing too. So hopefully once I get the root growing really well, I'll get her some, but also I'll be able to get some of this root when it's harvested to her to use for baking. So what I did was I had been getting ready to get this really big pot planted. I actually had an idea for it to do something else with it, but I think the right thing to do is to get the turmeric in here. And then that way, when it's time to harvest turmeric, we're just harvesting from a bucket from some really soft topsoil. So I'm making sure to put a lot of sand and a lot of pea gravel in this bucket as well, so that it's a lot easier to break out of. Sometimes you hear people behind you and they're not there. I had some conversations about that recently, about the spirits surrounding us, and I tend to call them a lot. So, yeah. Anyways, so this is some really nice soft stuff that I'm going to be able to work with here, and thanks to my fiance for bringing over some of the materials I need to get this pot planted, and I'm going to get that turmeric in the ground. I also did spend some time with my friends, my native grower friends, Native Dave, at the market yesterday, and picked up just some salvia, both red and blue. These are things we don't have. We have these, of course, over at the Learning Garden, but we don't have it here at the house, and so I went ahead and grabbed one of those, and then we'll reseed those for ourselves. And then, oh, yes. Yeah, okay, so this is another type of marigold she was telling me about. So I was really excited to get that growing too. And then, as we go along, I'm really into reseeding and getting plants that I can help reseed. So I'm going to get those repotted into bigger pots, because they're just in the little 1-inch pots right now, and they need to be removed from those fairly quickly. So I'm going to work on getting that done today, and then go ahead and get some more seeds started. I'm hoping to get some cauliflower going. I have to go out here. I haven't gone out since yesterday to check on my seedlings, and oh yes, they're coming up, all the moringa trees. So I'm hoping that that eventually I'll see all of these guys. I definitely need to water. I can see that they're getting a little dry. Little 1-inch pots really need to be watered every single day, especially when you have little seedlings trying to come up in them. So I've got 3 moringa plants up. I'm hoping that they'll all come up. If they don't all come up, I'll put one tree here. These trees grow pretty big, so you have to harvest on them regularly, cut on them regularly for your compost or whatever. But I'll get one going here, one going out at the farm, at Freedom Harvest Farms, and then I'll probably go ahead and take the other one over to the Learning Garden and see where else we can get it in over there. If we get a few more of them coming up, then I'll get several more planted out at the farm and a few more planted out at the Learning Garden. And we are going to start getting to where we have our own seeds from the moringa trees again this season. Of course, I mentioned that they had a really hard year last year with this past season with a hurricane and a very hard freeze after a very hot winter. And so our moringa trees are hanging in there, and they're really impressive, and I hope that everyone will consider growing them, especially in subtropical areas like where we're at in South Texas. Anyway, so those are up and going. I'm pretty excited. I gotta be honest, I don't have a lot of hope for my little peach pits over there. But you never know. I am really keen on sticking with native fruit growing trees around here. I think that we push to try to have other types of fruit growing trees in South Texas than fruit that's traditional to what we like and not traditional to what grows well down here, and then us learning to form our tastes to things that are more appropriate for our climate in terms of excess produce. Now, it's very nice to be able to get some of those Fredericksburg peaches up from a little bit more central Texas and some of that when our seasons are good with that. And of course, who doesn't love apples, which there's only a few varieties of apple trees, a couple variety of apple trees that actually grow down here, and even still I haven't seen them produce really well. They produce okay. They fight a lot of bugs, and that's something we have to learn more about out at the farm. But anyway, so trying to get to know more about what are our native fruit trees that will actually do really well down here, like persimmons trees. I'm hoping that my black sapote comes up over there. It's questionable because I hang on to those seeds for an entire year, and so I don't know for sure whether they'll come up or not. But that's what I'm doing, just kind of getting started. And the ladies over there, they are working in their area today. They actually had tacos for breakfast this morning, so I'm not sure whether they're going to get a lot of work done. But I do need to get a spading fork, and once I get a spading fork, I'm going to help them get that area really turned up, and then we'll go from there and we'll return it again together. And then that'll be our first little raised bed, which we'll use mostly in the style of hugelkultur. So anyways, it's coming along here. Like I said, it's been a busy time of year, but it was so nice to have just a beautiful fall day with not so much to do out here, and I really relish the luxury and the privilege that I have to have those types of opportunities available to me, and so I'm really experiencing that and taking the opportunity to enjoy that moment today, and I hope you will too when those opportunities present themselves to you, and they always do. No matter how hard we all work, no matter how busy we all are. There is always opportunities to relish in the luxury and the privilege of some quiet time and some solitude for yourself. So I hope that you will do that as well when those times arrive for you. Be well and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.